And we're now getting some breaking news from Los Angeles, where protesters go on a rampage. Clashes and arson over immigration raids. Cars torched. LA roads have been blocked. Trump deploys National Guard troops and protesters clash on streets in LA. Immigration protests turn violent in the United States. So that's the latest update that is coming in from the United States, where protesters go on rampage in Los Angeles. Clashes and arson take place over immigration raids. Cars were torched. The roads were blocked, and meanwhile, US President Donald Trump deployed National Guard troops. There's troops and protesters clash on the streets. We're showing you the visuals of the kind of protest that took place on the streets of Los Angeles. It was a clash between the troops and the protesters. Donald Trump has deployed thousands of troops on the streets. The protesters are protesting over the immigration raids. There are clashes, there's arson. Immigration protests turned violent in Los Angeles in the United States. These are the visuals of the protest.
We're going to be watching it very closely. And when they spit at people, you know, they spit. That's their new thing. They spit, and worse, you know what they throw at them, right? And when that happens, I have a little statement. They say, they spit, we hit. And I told them, nobody's going to spit on our police officers. Nobody's going to spit on our military.
And India Today Global's Pranay Upadhyay is now joining us with more on the story. Pranay, what are the demands that are being raised by these protesters in LA?
Anjali, the protesters have been demanding, stoppage of raids on illegal immigrants. They want ICE, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which is the agency conducting raids on illegal immigrants and responsible for their deportation, to stop their action. And the protest erupted on Friday, but subsequently, the Los Angeles, where the tensions are escalating over this immigration raid, the protests have become violent, and ICE detained around 118 immigrants, including 44 in a single day. That was the immediate cause of this peace protest. And demonstrators have been chanting ICE out of Los Angeles. They clash with the federal agents, including the National Guards. You heard President Donald Trump saying that if they spit, we hit. So on Saturday, President Donald Trump ordered deployment of around 2,000 California National Guard troops, and they called protests as riots. And vowing to a tough response, by Sunday around 300 troops arrived also, and there have been clashes between the protesters and along with these National Guards.
Right. Pranay, also tell us about the kind of destruction that has been caused due to these protests.
A lot of public property have been damaged as far as the LA city is concerned. The federal buildings and the federal offices, especially the detention center where these detainees have been kept after these raids. So those precincts, those areas have been targeted by these protesters and calling for a mass mobilization at City Hall, where they have been gathering. So these are the areas which there are concentration, and we have seen those visuals. We are also showing those visuals, that how these protests have become violent, how they have been targeting, even in the passerbyers, how they've been targeting vehicles, and there have been arsoning, riots, looting. So all these things have happened, and therefore the President Donald Trump has cracked down on these protests, and he has also accused Gavin Newsom, who is the governor of California, because California governor has said, and including the mayor, Karen Bass, who has condemned this deployment is a purposefully inflammatory action by Donald Trump. So this is clearly also a case of confrontation, a political confrontation between Trump administration and the California administration. But going by these visuals, this is certainly a situation which needs to have an intervention, needs to be controlled, because this is going out of control.
Absolutely. Pranay, thank you so much for getting us all those details. We'll keep coming back to you for more updates on this.